Famous words to start the program today. Just ask Helen Crump. Mm-hmm. Would you like to go further with that conversation?
I just wonder how many of our viewers know who Helen Crump was.
Well, in this instance, I believe she is Laura Smith.
No.
No?
I watched an episode of Andy
here?
Griffith before I came in, and Helen was upset because this was one of the color versions where Andy had to work with the pretty female lawyer on a case. Only he conveyed to Helen that she was 40-ish and kind of heavy-set. She was anything but. And then Helen found out, and she was Helen. Yeah, she was Helen. Before there were Karens, there was Helen. Oh, my.
The only one I can remember is Barbara Eden when she was the
Jeannie.
Yes, but I mean when she was the
what's
the word you call it? Yeah,
manicurist.
Is that an esthetician, something like that? I can't remember what they call it now.
I've only heard of manicurist.
She does nails.
I can just hear Floyd calling her into the room. Oh, manicurist.
Hi, welcome to the program today. It's Dan and Mike and that guy, Aaron Glandon, there, wearing his hat.
Mm-hmm. His pretty hair is being hidden.
He's so casual today.
He must not have washed it. Mm. That's when I wear my hats.
I did wash it, actually. I just felt like wearing a hat, Mike.
Okay, gotcha.
He's got an assignment today.
Oh.
He may not be able to wear that hat into the establishment he's going to.
Okay.
He may have to take that hat off and have a hat ring around that
Sometimes
head of hair he's
when
got.
I'm outside on an assignment, I have to wear a hat or I'll get scalded. Yeah.
But that's outside.
Yeah.
Talk about the respect of being indoors. So, welcome to the program. Coming up in a moment, news, weather, and sports. But first, let's look at that weather for you today. It looks much nicer today.
Maybe we should come up with a new opening. Etiquette tip for the day. Was there a Miss Manners that used to do that? And
knowing us, we're going to run that very short because it won't be a long-lasting program.
Etiquette tip for the day.
I may have a book that Mr. Dan Latham gave to me. Mm-hmm. This was a book printed out by WBEX back in the 1950s or 60s. Oh, wow. And it had some etiquette in there, but it is very, very unpopular today as far as language is concerned and the subject matter. And
here comes Aaron's etiquette book. Yeah.
My daughter-in-law gives me this.
So it's the
book.
complete opposite of this book that you have on your desk.
Yes, this book is something my daughter-in-law gave me for Christmas, and I haven't paid attention to the back of it. When you gotta go,
you gotta go.
You gotta go. Jokes that should stink but don't. Mm-hmm. Book by Brian Boone. Thank you for giving him publicity that he probably didn't deserve. So, back on the weather.
The weather.
Which we can't show you our graph now because he's walking that back over to my desk. And just click the mouse. Yeah.
Flip the mouse there. Yeah.
There it is.
Some cloudy skies today, although we might see a little sun mixed in here and there. 71 is our expected high. But there's about a 45% chance of showers back in the picture tomorrow. It's because I'm supposed to broadcast a baseball game. The Unioto Zane Trace matchups, both of them this year, have been rained out at least once. So, of course, the forecast is for rain tomorrow.
This is why we don't like to do spring sports.
Yeah, 68 is the expected high tomorrow. Sunshine returns Friday through Sunday with highs over the weekend in the low to mid-70s.
Yeah, football-wise, you almost have to be there for that because they play in it no matter what, unless there's lightning. Uh-huh. Or like when we were at Logan Elm last year with Miami Trace, and it was just not stopping as far as the storms are concerned. But baseball, you just can't play it as well.
Yeah.
Don't the Japanese play games no matter what?
I haven't heard that.
As far as the weather's concerned?
When I was watching the Kentucky Derby Saturday, I thought this is one of the few sporting events where it can be mud everywhere and they're running. So.
Yeah, and you got to be a good mudder, as they say, right? Coming up, a look at news. We'll have sports for you. And this date in history, the Litter Media Wayback Machine will be dialed up to
1994.
Not too far. So that's all just ahead. But first, we want to tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for nearly 50 years. They have a wide territory that they service. They've got 8 different satellite locations and 1 main hub, and that's right here in Chillicothe. Chances are, if you've been out on the road today, you've already seen an Accurate vehicle going around doing their daily services. You want to find out more? Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, accuratehvac.com.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
If you take a look at our website, littermedia.com, you'll see a number of the stories they're going to share with you today. But you want to follow along also on our social media. You can find all that contact information in the upper right-hand corner of our website, which you can't see on this image here today.
It'll come up.
I don't know why.
Well,
Usually it's there.
It maybe just passed it. Well,
Yeah.
no, that was...
Looks like you might have missed it, maybe.
unless it came up... There we go. That was your lead story, I believe, coming into today.
But the
Social media
top right
icons is what we're talking about.
there are social media links.
Mike wasn't paying attention to the program.
What was your name again?
Lou.
Yeah. Top story today
Yes.
was what people found out at the election results last night. There weren't that many local issues in our surrounding counties, but there were a handful, and here are probably some of the bigger ones. 3 area schools saw a mixed response from voters on tax levies and issues Tuesday. Zane Trace saw approval of their levy renewal, but the news was not so good for Logan Elm, who had 2 levies, a renewal and another issue go down to defeat. Teays Valley, who had that bond issue because of the expansion that they need space up there, that also went down. A little side note for those of you that were checking on Logan Elm, if you're looking only at and not just for this, but anytime Logan Elm has board members, any kind of a tax levy, it's not just Pickaway County's vote. There are also quite a few voters in Hocking County, and you have to combine them to get the ultimate determination. Last night, as it has been in a number of issues as far as tax levies at Logan Elm, it passed by 10 percentage points. Both of them did in Pickaway, but in Hocking County, I think the one was like 72% against and the other was 68% against. And then the Teays Valley, that's pretty much all Pickaway, isn't it? Or is there Franklin County in there?
There is Fairfield County involved with it because they stretch over towards Amanda.
Is there a lot in Fairfield?
I think when I looked at the results last night, there was about 150 voters, I think, and that's the ones who came out to vote in Fairfield County. I did notice, I think in the Ross County elections, there was only like 6% voter turnout.
Right. It was just not that many. But I think the Teays Valley bond issue altogether, 68% of the people were against that bond issue. So they and Logan Elm both have some big decisions to make there.
Yeah. And of course, they're also talking about, I don't think that's going to stop 1,450 units being built in Commercial Point, which would certainly change up things yet even more. So All right, on to our next story, and that was our top story before we got into the tax results. Waverly Police Chief Winfield has been recognized as the 2025 Ohio D.A.R.E Law Enforcement Executive of the Year. Waverly Police Department supported D.A.R.E in its program at Waverly City Schools at the start of the academic year. Chief Winfield is instrumental in providing this support. He'll also be receiving the award July 7th during the awards ceremony at the D.A.R.E SRO Conference, which will take place in Sandusky, Ohio. Sounds like we need to go up there this July. Waverly City Schools would like to thank the Waverly Police Department and Chief John Winfield, pictured there shaking the hands with Superintendent Bill Hoover, for their support. We reached out to them. Bill said that he would be available for an interview, and I've not heard back from Chief Winfield at this point, but perhaps we'll have something for you later this week with more details about that program and how it's been instituted in Waverly.
Some other big honors going out to some faculty of Ohio University's branch campuses, which include Chillicothe and Lancaster. 4 faculty members from its regional campuses were awarded for their exceptional contributions to teaching, scholarly activity, and service. These awards celebrate the dedication and impact these educators have on their students and the university community. Now, among the winners include Michael Koop, who's pictured here, the Associate Professor of Instruction in Astronomy and Physics at Ohio Chillicothe, Greg Obie, Associate Professor of Management at Ohio Chillicothe, and Jennifer Steele, Associate Professor of Sociology and Criminal Justice at Ohio's Lancaster campus. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Former Ohio State University football player, we can call him a Buckeye, I think we can, Kamryn Babb will be a featured speaker at Saturday night's Created for More Night of Revival at Payne Valley High School's Nicely Field. An FCA pre-event will be held from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., followed by 7 o'clock testimonies and worship. And the Satterfield brothers, Zane and Grant, will be also singing. They're very popular with a lot of folks in this part of the country. The event is free and open to the public, especially youth in the area. I might try and sneak over there as well. I haven't told the wife yet.
Over the Satterfields?
Or the Satterfields.
Yeah, they'll still show up, I'm pretty sure, even if they know Dan's coming. Yeah. Fairfield County Health Department, like many other county health departments that we've been reporting on over the last few months, are now inviting their residents to participate in a brief community health assessment survey to help identify and better understand the health needs across the county. The survey, which takes less than 20 minutes to complete, asks community members to share their thoughts on the most pressing health issues, as well as ideas for how to make Fairfield County a healthier place to live, work, and play.
Zane Trace FFA Chapter back in the news again at a memorable trip to the Ohio FFA Convention this past week. Members receiving recognition for their Agri-Science Fair projects, state degrees, and officer books, and the chapter was presented with the Gold-Rated Chapter Award. Additionally, the chapter was selected as one of the top 10 in the state in the area of strengthening agriculture. Zane Trace FFA was also recognized for charitable giving throughout the year, with Parker Smith and Delaney McCluskey picking up the award for donations to to Children's Hospital and the Ohio FFA Foundation. They've been a long-time partner with Dan and Mike, and they even nominated us to receive an honorary degree back in 2013. That was quite the opportunity to go and experience that. So hats off to our buddies at Zane Trace.
As part of the America 250 Ohio celebration, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources is hosting a special competition for Ohio students who love the outdoors. ODNR's America 250 Field Trip Competition offers students in grades 3 through 12 a chance to participate in an exclusive field trip of their choice with ODNR staff. Now, area state parks that are participating in this include Lake Hope, Cowan Lake, which is over in Clinton County, and Zaleski Park Sawmill. Go to our website, story at littermedia.com. There's a link there on how, teachers, you can help get your students involved in this field trip. Our road report takes us down to Pike County. State Route 32 intersection improvement project will install a restricted crossing U-turn at the State Route 335 and 32 intersection. This project is set to begin May the 12th. They'll keep at least one lane open in both directions on 32, and they believe that'll be done sometime this summer. Are you familiar with where this is?
Yes. There's I think a BP gas station right there. You turn south and it takes you to Stockdale.
Okay.
So it's beyond where you would exit to go to Beaver.
Gotcha.
Which you turn left. But this is not the first one of these U-turn type things that they have. They've got one up by where OSU Piketon Centers is, and then there's one also down the road towards Jackson. And when I go the back way to get to Jackson High School, it's really weird. You I think now it's been converted back to where you can just simply turn, but before you had to drive beyond the road, use that U-turn, and then come back and then turn onto the street that takes you back by, I think it's 139 if I'm not mistaken. So they're finding safer ways to make these things happen. It's just, if you haven't taken a driver's exam for a while, chances are you're coming up on something new. Mm-hmm. And it takes a moment to kind of adjust to what's different. All right. Coming up, a look at sports. But first, let's tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call if you are in need of a dumpster. I need to make that call. I got a dumpster need. So we will get a hold of Scioto Valley Dumpsters here, hopefully today. If you want to find out more, click on this ad anywhere on our website, littermedia.com. It takes you to their Facebook page where you can see the latest goings-on with Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
And today's Wednesday, isn't it?
It is indeed.
They still hold interviews, open interviews on Wednesdays at McDonald's. Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, is your store for the outdoors, and they've got their spring sales event continuing while supplies last. New riding tractors starting at $1699.99. New zero-turn mowers starting at $3399.99. How about new walk-behinds starting at $399.99? At new chainsaws starting at $279.99. New blowers starting at $199.99. And starting at $229.99, new trimmers. Hurry in for the best selection. Prices like this, they're going out like hotcakes. That means that selection is dwindling down. Mm-hmm. Hometown Motors, your store for the outdoors.
Does Scott have one of those chainsaws like Elon Musk was given on stage the other?
That I don't know. But I imagine he's going around with his little pricing unit and changing things as the sale continues. So, all right, time for sports. And we begin with a new basketball coach at Teays Valley. She is Tracy Rieke, named as the new girls' head basketball coach, replacing Trevor Youngkin. She was a 4-year letter winner at Bowling Green State University, earning numerous accolades, including honorable mention All-American honors, All-MAC first team, second team, and third team selections. She currently ranks second all-time in BGSU history with 235 career three-point field goals made. Most recently, Rieke served as the head coach over in Williamsburg at Williamsburg High School. If you're not familiar with that, I think Paint Valley people are familiar with Williamsburg. It's over, I want to say, is it Claremont or Brown County?
Claremont, I think.
I pass it when I go to Kings Island or a Reds game on 32.
A lot of the schools, Ripley, North Adams, they'll play them frequently. So,
congratulations, Tracy, and welcome to Pickaway County.
One of Ohio's oldest continuous track meets, the Ross County Track and Field Meet, held last night in Frankfort, and the rain held off. In fact, I think there was maybe even a little sunshine from time to time.
But the sandwiches didn't last.
The sandwiches, I don't know how many they had, but it was a bunch.
One didn't get devoured by Aaron Glandon.
He had to buy it ahead of time to get in that list. But Unioto boys and girls won team titles. Adina's Joey Francis won meet medalist honors for the 7th time this season. I apologize. I did not find out who got the girls' medalist honor. Might have very well been somebody from Unioto, but congratulations.
Wasn't just a couple of weeks ago we were calling him 5-time, then last week 6-time, and now 7-time.
7 times. Yeah, I remember the Smith kid from Adina. He had 5, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. But Joey's setting the world on fire, and he's just a junior, so he's got more time to come. The SOC boys Division III tennis tournament got underway yesterday. Day 1, Waverly advanced 2 doubles teams. They'll play each other today in the championship, and they also advanced the Nybert, I believe it is, Carson, in the singles. So we'll have results, hopefully, for you tomorrow on how all that finished out as far as who wins the team championships. Now on to the high school baseball last night. One FAC matchup. Jackson remains undefeated in the FAC with a 12-2 win over McLean. Their big 2 matchups with Miami Trace, who has 1 league loss, starts this Friday. I believe that's at Miami Trace. And then the return game at Jackson is on Monday. Jackson can wrap it up with a win on Friday, but if Miami Trace wins, they'll be even going into their season finale on Monday. SOC 3, South Webster won their first conference title since 1981. Wow. 1981, they beat Wheelersburg last night 1-0. Waverly, 10-0 win over Minford. Shack winners were North Adams and Fairfield. Belpre and the TVC non-conference, so Piketon, we've added since Western was a winner last night. Now over to softball. SVC, Adina beat Zane Trace 12-4. Valley thumped Minford 15-1. Non-conference winners were Hillsborough, McLean, Portsmouth West, Fairfield, Clay, Wheelersburg, Alexander, Greenup, Kentucky, 4-3 over Notre Dame. Notre Dame was ranked number 2 in the state, but they were beaten by a Kentucky team. And Eastern Megs over River Valley. The girls' tournaments, I believe May 13th is that first. Is that Monday?
That would be Tuesday.
Tuesday of next week, I believe, is the first of our area softball tournament games. The baseball draw or pairings come out this Sunday, like we did with softball last Sunday. We'll have all the links to the district websites with that information Sunday afternoon.
We didn't have the score on this, but Western won their softball matchup. Who did they play? South Gallia, I think it was.
I believe that's right.
And Morgan Whitley, the assistant coach, was filling in as the head coach last night.
Ooh.
And it was a no-hitter.
Wow.
so I saw this on Facebook last night from friends with her mom, and she said she called this, and the pitcher had 12 strikeouts in the game, and it was just great. So congratulations to Morgan Whitley on her first win as a interim head coach just for yesterday. On to the Braves and the Reds last night. Reds took the lead, 1-0 in the 8th inning, and it wasn't enough. It got tied in the 9th and then won in 10 innings, 2-1. They'll go at it again this evening. I think Hunter Green is going to be starting tonight for the Reds. The Guardians lost game 1 of their doubleheader with the Nationals 10-9, but then they came back and walloped them 9-1 in the nightcap. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, what's going on? Did they have too much time off? Did they rest too much? They had a 14-point deficit, did the Indiana Pacers, and they came back and nipped the Cavs 120-119. It was a 7-point lead for the Cavaliers with 1:06 to go. And it just kind of slipped through their fingers right there. But games 3 and 4 are in Indianapolis. We'll see if Cleveland can turn the tide and give them back-to-back home losses.
Yeah. Some of the talking heads said this would go 7 games, but that's hard to win on the road, so tip of the cap to Indiana for doing that.
Yes. All right, coming up, this date in history, we go back to 1994, did you say? And that is on the way.
I want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. They've been around for over 92 years, serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people. Litter Quality Propane.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for this date in history, the year 1994.
This involves a theft, but it's kind of a humorous anecdote involved in this theft. Norway's most famous painting, The Scream by Edvard Munch, is recovered almost 3 months after it was stolen from a museum in Oslo. The fragile painting was recovered undamaged at a hotel about 40 miles south of Oslo. Now, this painting dates back to 1893. It's a painting of a waif-like figure on a bridge. Was stolen in only 50 seconds during a break-in on February 12th of 1994, which also happened to be the opening day of the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer. 2 thieves broke through a window of the National Gallery, cut a wire holding the painting to the wall, and left a note reading, quote, "1,000 thanks for the bad security," unquote. But they got it back just a few months later.
I wonder what it's like. And I've been victimized by a home robbery, but nothing was stolen that I made. I wonder what it's like to have created something that someone wanted to get their hands on so badly.
Yeah. Of course, the Edvard spelled E-D-V-A-R-D, Munch.
Yeah, he wasn't alive when it was stolen.
He was probably long gone.
Yeah.
But, The Scream.
100, what is it, almost 100 years?
101.
101
to be
years?
Exact, yeah.
That it was hanging on the wall without issue.
You'll see copies of this. I think the Columbus Museum of Art has one. There's copies of a lot of famous paintings all over the world. But one that I don't recall seeing anywhere else is Mona Lisa. That's in the Louvre in Paris. I don't think there's a copy in any museums that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
yeah.
But my brother and I were talking about this the other day. There are many great works of art, like, for example, almost everything that Vincent van Gogh did. He died a pauper. And in fact, I think he died in a mental institution. Part of his issue was he just felt rejected. Everything that he did in his artwork was always blown apart by critics and so forth. And now some of his artwork goes for hundreds of thousands, if not even up to $1 million.
With no way to enjoy that money.
Yeah, there's a sadness to that. And it's kind of like what was being discussed the other day about whether or not to reinstate Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Well, now, of course, his family, I guess, could enjoy that idea. But for Pete, what's the point now? So
yeah, he died with the punishment, so to speak, the curse, as it were. All right, that's it for today's program. We are back at it again tomorrow. No special editions tomorrow that we are aware of, right?
And you're out tomorrow, right?
I will be out on assignment down at Pike County with the Career and Technology Center, and our Aaron Glandon will be on assignment up in Circleville tomorrow evening for the Pickaway County Chamber of Commerce Awards.
Oh,
yes.
Free meal.
So don't wear the hat. You got a tuxedo ready to go?
Wear the Litter Media hat if you wear a hat.
I have the suit that I'm wearing to my wedding. I could wear that.
Ooh, you could wear that.
Oh, that probably.
Wear it for the first time out to the Pickaway County Chamber.
Give it a test run.
Yeah.
Say, hey, ladies, this is the jacket I'm wearing to marry my wife, or marry my girlfriend, or marry my
fiance.
Fiance. Yeah.
Fancy suit. You've got that already, though. You're not getting married till when?
August.
So you got to use it, right?
Hopefully the moths won't
Well, I
get
was
to
thinking I'd use it for the first time at the wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's hope you make it through to the wedding date,
We better get out of this before we say anything else that can
yes,
incriminate.
because it's becoming a deep story here. That's it for the program today. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We're back at it again tomorrow with another edition here on Litter